Ready, start. Learned counsel asserts that Sri Suri was keen and overzealous to get the confessional statements recorded by himself for more than one reason. Full stop. There is nothing on record to show from whose custody the accused persons were produced before Sri Suri for recording of the confessional statements in the BSF camp and at the joint interrogation centers and at whose instance. Full stop. There was no independent evidence to support the prosecution case and therefore the only way the prosecution could succeed in proving the guilt of the accused persons was to resort to the draconian law for getting the confessions recorded by themselves. Full stop. Learned counsel for the respondents submits that no offence under the TADA Act was made out to or proved as against the respondents. Full stop. It is evident that the accused persons were subjected to harsh interrogation, treatment, and unlawful incarceration to make out a case of TADA but without any evidence. Full stop. There is no illegality or perversity in the order of acquittal. Full stop. No case is made out to reverse the order of acquittal. Full stop. Learned counsel has relied upon the decisions of this court in Kartar Singh within bracket supra bracket close SN Dubey within bracket supra bracket close and also in the case of Raja within bracket supra bracket close, which clearly lay down the proposition that the guidelines prescribed by this court for recording of confessional statements under section 15 of the TADA Act and rule 15 of the TADA rules are mandatory in nature, which have to be followed if such confessions are to be relied upon. Full stop. If the guidelines or the conditions are not complied with, such confessional statements cannot be relied upon to convict the accused. Full stop. In these circumstances, learned counsel for the respondents submits that there is no merit in the appeal which should, therefore, be dismissed. Full stop. Submissions made by learned counsel for the parties have received the due consideration of the court. Full stop. While sub rule within bracket 1 mandates that the confession under section 15 of the TADA Act should be recorded in the language in which the confession is made, but if that is not practical, then it should be recorded in the language used by such police officer for official purposes or in the language of the designated court. Full stop. In any case, the confessional statement shall form part of the record. Full stop. As per sub rule within bracket 2, the confession so recorded shall be shown, read or played back to the person concerned. Full stop. If he does not understand the language in which it is recorded, it shall be interpreted to him in a language which he understands. Full stop. At that stage, the person making the confession shall be at liberty to explain or add to his confession. Full stop. The requirement of sub rule within bracket 3 is that the confession, if it is in writing, shall be signed by the person who makes the confession as well as by the police officer. Full stop. Additionally, the police officer shall certify under his own hand that such confession was taken in his presence and recorded by him. Full stop. He shall also certify that the record contains a full and true account of the confession made by the person. Full stop. At the end of the confession, the police officer is required to make a memorandum, the substance of which is that the police officer had explained to the person concerned that he is not bound to make a confession, but if he does so, the same may be used against him as evidence. Full stop. The memorandum should contain a certificate of the police officer that he believes that the confession was made voluntarily in his presence and recorded by him, that it was read over to the person concerned who admitted the same to be correct, containing a full and true account of the statement made by him. Full stop. Sub rule within bracket 4 deals with a situation where the confession is recorded on any mechanical device. Full stop. Since in the present case, comma, the confessional statements were not recorded on any mechanical device, comma, this provision may not have much relevance. Full stop. Sub-rule within bracket 5 mandates that every confession recorded under section 15 of the TADA Act shall be sent forthwith to the jurisdictional chief judicial magistrate or the chief metropolitan magistrate, who shall forward the recorded confession so received to the designated court within bracket special court bracket close, which may take cognizance of the offence. Full stop. Thus, Rule 15 deals with the procedural aspect regarding recording of confession made to police officers under Section 15. Full stop. As noticed above, TADA Act was enacted by the Parliament to deal with the menace of terrorism and related disruptive activities. Full stop. It contained a special provision in the form of Section 15 which permitted confessional statement recorded by a police officer not below the rank of SP. Full stop.